Hello, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 8 of Arc 2 of Better Than Heroes. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 7 Joel Tohr-Kreen fighter.
I'm Ovredahl. I play the human bard, Flute Whimteaser.
I'm Aaron Urist, not Jordan. Aaron.
You jumped it. It goes to Andrew than me than you. Go ahead, though.
Fucking got you is what happened. All right, go ahead.
I wore a onesie for you,
I know,
Aaron.
I apologize to you. We're the onesie boys.
Go ahead. Who do you play in the game that we play together?
I play... You go ahead.
Wow, we tried to abbreviate this. I can't believe we're like, we gotta speed up. We gotta
The whole
speed up that
point
intro.
was to make more time for us to have a wonderful rapport.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jordan Dahl. I play the Moonboy, a level 7 Moonboy.
Hell yeah. And I play Aaron Urist, the level 5 Aaron Urist. I'm Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, the level 7 Artificer.
And I'm Harlan Kelly, and I'm the Dungeon Master. And you all, this is what it's like DMing for you. This is what it feels like, so I hope you're happy.
I like
Great.
it.
No, it's
We're fun.
Delightful.
yeah.
We are going to play some 5e Spelljammer-inspired Dungeons & Dragons tonight. Our show is brought to you by Big Top Productions and is live soundtrack
Top.
by Jason Wardell. And of course
Yeah.
it is directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions. And now, for last week's recap.
All right. Last time on Better Than Heroes, after defeating the evil ghost who had taken residency in the grave of 1,000 eyes, and a brief serenade by singing planets, the crew spoke to Malzor, the halfling, whom they had freed from a terrible fate as the ghost's physical vessel. He spoke to them about the history of the honey moss dwarves and their communications with the singing planets. Exhausted from their ghost fight, the party turned in for the night. At some strange hour, Talon knocked on the Moonboy's barrel and requested that he ask the moon about the fate of their quest to save the moon girl. He obliged and spoke with the moon, who gave an inconclusive answer. Everyone awoke to a commotion in the kitchen as K.A.I cracked a culinary and arcane experiment, culminating in the invention of a miraculous food substance with some arcane psychoactive effects, which was dubbed the All Sauce. When it was sadly revealed that K.A.I was unable to taste his own invention, Flute composed a song to describe the flavors to him. With the dinger a mere 3 days from her destination, she was suddenly thrown from terminal speed by the sudden appearance of a meridian-tracked ship. Shit, excuse me. Where do they come from? Isn't that extremely unlikely? How will the dinger get out of this one? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
Nice.
Hi. I'm in charge now. I'm back. Sure, you can do a cool recap, but I'm in charge now.
Whoa,
I don't know why that was so hostile. I'm trying to give myself an RP mood.
Dark Harlan tonight.
Yeah, I should put my hair down. That's the myth of the chat. So here we are. The dinger has gotten kicked out of terminal speed, out of this like warp. I looked it up. It's millions of miles an hour a second, and you're kicked out of it quickly, and you see this moth-winged ship across the way from you, about 1,200 feet, and before anything else happens, you hear Goliathan come over the walkie-talkie and say, "Oh shit!" And the ship starts to turn and pull away from you all, and like the ships are nose to nose, both going toward each other, and the dinger immediately starts to turn this way and flee, get out of the way in some sort. It's changing direction. And with that, I'd like to have you roll initiative as we jump into what happens next here.
What? Some kind of ship to ship.
I got a 22.
Okay, all right. It's got a 22 there.
Last time we had ship-to-ship combat, it went great.
That's right.
Yeah. No anchor shenanigans when there's no gravity, please. I got an 11.
Say again.
11.
11 for Klik. All right. Kai, what'd you get?
16.
Okay. Moonboy?
13.
13. And I'm going to roll for Talon here. Just so you know, your ally Talon has a 19 here in the initiative order as well. So we're going to do something. We're going to do something a little wild here to start off with. We're going to jump into normal combat, but it's not going to be normal, really, as you all here, they're up on the screen. It's going to have the pursuit count. Pursuit count. As right now, you're going to start off with a pursuit count of 1. And if your pursuit count gets to 3, your pursuit count gets to 3, you all will be able to pull away. You'll be able to attempt to do a roll to ditch them, to outfox them. If your pursuit count gets to 0, the ship is on top of you, and
something will happen.
Something will happen.
Something good will
They
happen.
have the advantage. They've caught you. So we're still going to stay in regular initiative order here, but you all don't know what their capabilities quite are. At least won't until we go through this first round of combat. But you all can still do things to try and influence that pursuit account. Anything you can do to slow down the ship behind you. And again, you're 1,200 feet away, so most spells, weapons, and stuff won't reach that. Maybe as they get closer, you'll have something. But things I suggest are like interacting with the ship, maybe using some sort of spell to affect the ship, or helping do things on board. Regardless, as the ship is pulling away here, you're at pursuit count of 1. Again, if it gets to 3, you get a chance to get away. If it gets to 0, we're in combat. But we're going to just stick in initiative order right now. So if you could... you're going to be able to affect the pursuit combat. The other people are going to be able to affect the pursuit combat. And it's going to change throughout the round, and it's not official until the end of the round. So if it might get up to 4 or 3, but it's not enacted until the end of the round. So you all have a chance to bat that ball back and forth. So
You said the ship is how many feet away?
1,200.
1,200.
1,200. Okay.
Yeah, 1,200. Yep. So, if you can see here, if you open Roll20, you can see these 3 indicators that are kind of, I'm going to take 2 away as the pursuit count is only at 1 right now. But as things happen, that pursuit count's going to get either lower or higher. So you could do it in this round. At the end of the round, if you all kick their ass, you absolutely could just get away pretty quickly. But we'll see what happens. So with that in mind, the first person up is the ship sinker himself, Flute.
Does this moth-winged ship have an anchor that I could start? I'm just fucking.
He just fucking.
I'm just fucking. What's the range of the ballista on our ship?
It is 400 feet.
Oh, of course.
And it is in the front of the ship, and the ship has been turned around.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Well.
are fleeing currently.
Okay, then I have this question. My bardic inspiration works with creatures who can hear me within 60 feet. If I use the Rocky Talkie and a creature is within 60 feet, does it still work?
If yes, absolutely, yes.
All right, then I'm going to get on the Rocky Talkie and give Goliathan bardic inspiration.
Amazing. What a great call.
Just kind of holler that it's
Ventress's ship. You've got this, Captain. Give it all she's got.
And I will... That's my action, I guess. I'll hold my action if somebody needs some help with like a strength check. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can be on the lookout for... I'm being really loosey-goosey with movement on the ship. Let's just say that you absolutely on the lookout for, like, assisting people, as you kind of don't know how to lead the way here, but you want to jump in with anyone else. That sounds good.
Great.
I love it. Cool. So if anyone needs a strength check, Flute's there to help push a barrel around. So
An empty one.
next up is actually going to be Talon, who is going to start working her way up to the crow's nest, and she's gonna yell out. She's like, "All right, we're throwing them off, huh? All right." She's like, "I'll start throwing out, anything I can call out, help us navigate here and there. Juke 'em," she says, as she's just like yelling into the void as she's crawling up the ladder up to get in the crow's nest. And so she is going to also use her action to help Goliathan navigate. And I'm going to say between Flute's inspiration and Talon's being able to aid in navigation here, I'm going to drop the pursuit count down to 0. So you all have had a success. I mean, up to 2.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I was afraid.
I keep going. Nope. I'm gonna put it up to 2, as you all are trying to hit 3, so that's a success between the 2 of you all. And now, with that, it's going to be one of their turns. So they have the first ballista is gonna shoot here, as you all just hear a off in the distance, and you just see, just out of nowhere, this large bolt, like is smaller and small. It starts small and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just going to try and hit your ship. And they got a 16 to hit here. Sorry, Andrew. Do you happen to have the dinger stats up? If not, I'll get them. I just don't have them in front of me.
Don't have them in front of me. I can look them up. It's 250 hit points, right?
Yep.
Right.
So they, they are going to come up short with the range of this because they rolled at disadvantage with the range of their ballista, and that one's not going to hit. So I got the other one was under 10, but you know that there's at least one ballista shot that they can take, so they can at least influence the pursuit count by 1. So that has missed you. So now we're gonna be Kai. You're gonna be up here.
Okay, I'm going to. Can I make my way to the back of the ship and try to shoot the ballista shots out of the sky?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So, what I'm gonna have you do is roll. When the ship shoots its next ballista shot, you're just gonna roll a contested roll, and if you have, all I want to know is what you're gonna use to try and shoot it. So if it's like a slotted spell, you're gonna have to expend that slot. But if you have a cantrip to try and,
I'm going to use my lightning launcher.
Okay, cool. So when I shoot a ballista, you can do a contested shot, and if you hit higher than what it hits at, then you can knock that one off there. They don't get that advantage. We're playing some loosey-goosey D&D right here for fun.
Sure.
I love it.
So next, Kai, so yeah, you're in the back of the ship, making your way downtown, and ready to shoot if a ballista comes toward you.
Still rhyming.
Thank you. Next up is they do have another ballista shot here, so this can be the contested one right now.
Okay.
And tell me what you rolled on that?
I'm just rolling to hit.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say we're play testing my little mini game right here in the moment. So I'm gonna miss here. So I'm gonna say that you don't blow that because I only got a 9 on that. So you can tell that it's swinging wide and you hold your shot. You're only preparing for one that's gonna hit. So I'm being a little nice. Which is gonna then bring up another one of their ballista shots. So who cares? Maybe we'll do it here. A 14 is gonna hit, I believe, with the dinger AC. And, it's 15. It's 15.
Well, I rolled a 17 on the
die.
So I think I probably got it.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Absolutely.
Hey, listen.
So
That's war, man.
yeah. So okay, I forgot that I have multiple ACs. Anyway, we're going fast. We're going loose. So yeah, they still have not been able to affect with 3 shots. They've not been able to affect you all at all. So that's gonna bring up Klik in the initiative order. So yeah, you know that they've got 2 ballista shots that can, or at least 3 ballista shots that can shoot at you. You don't know what else, and the pursuit count is 2. So you all are in good shape right now. You're getting away. They've been unable to hit you.
Yeah. In my experience, like helping out Goat on deck, would I know anything that I can do to the sails to increase speed? Like, is there something we can drop a sail or maneuver a sail to go faster?
Absolutely. You can help with the rigging, and that gives you maneuverability. That lets you, as the 2 ships are doing this dance of like which way we're going to go, because they are kind of going in a straight line, but the exact angle of them matters if they're chasing each other. So you can aid in the rigging to add to the maneuverability of the ship. So if you run a roll a d20, and you can either roll athletics, or because of your Tohr-Kreen or Tohr-Kreen jumping throughout the sails, you can also roll acrobatics if you want to. And I'm going to set this DC as difficult. It's going to be an 18, but if you succeed, you add to the pursuit count.
Well, I will make an acrobatics check.
Cool.
Ooh, that is a 19 exactly.
Woo!
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right.
19 on the die?
12. I rolled a 12 on the dice. So it's 19 with my
Nicely
modifier.
done.
Look at that. So yeah, you all see Klik just pirouetting in midair, you know, like pulling.
Yeah,
it's
I made
the
an acrobatics check, so it's definitely like a springy, twisty,
But it's
bouncy.
still kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like graceful, but we're seeing arms we weren't aware of before.
There's so many limbs. There's so many ropes. Which is what? What belongs
Sometimes
to
you
who?
think she's just like jumping off of the side of the ship, but she swings back on.
Oh God, she's right behind me.
You've never thought like a centipede before, but here you are. Great. So now they're gonna get their. They're gonna get another ballista shot here. Ooh, a natural 1. In fact, so I'm gonna say, with the natural 1, let's have. Yeah, I'm gonna down that ballista. I'm gonna say that ballista is out of here.
Yeah.
It's broken.
You're
It's-
out of here.
They struck out. They
got-
balled on the ballista.
What do they
It
got? Relic over there?
misfires. Yeah.
You know what? Let's
yeah,
make that canon. The Moonboy says that to Windrider. a relic of their own over there.
Yeah, you see as there is just like a small like plume of smoke that comes out of one of the eyes of this, because this is an insectoid creature that has these big moth wings, and it seems like the blisters are shooting out of its eyes, and there's a small plume of smoke that you're like, oh yeah, there's some gears grinding over there.
The moth is like,
You make that joke.
Swing.
And then lastly, right after that, is going to be its catapult, which it gets to take a shot with. And I think this one is going to hit here. So I got
Just
I got
turn
a
the
12
lights off and stop following us.
What did it roll?
I got a 21.
What's our AC?
Can I use a spell?
I
Can
can
I
use
cast
a spell.
shield?
What's our AC?
IC's 15.
Technically, nothing I have thrown at you yet has hit. We kind of swept by that moment, but none of the ballista shots have hit the ship yet. So if you want to use your, if you want to try and roll over a 20, you have to hit a 21 or higher. then if you do on your attack roll, you can affect this catapult.
I can roll over a 21, maybe.
Shot.
I'll try.
Yeah, go for it. I've seen you do it.
All right, Babe
Need to roll-
Ruth, calling the
okay.
shot.
I need to roll a 12 or better. 13 on the die.
Unreal, man.
Well, you're game-changing dice all over the place. Yeah, so this just you see a out of nowhere, there's like seemingly from the back of the ship, all of a sudden both ships are moving at imaginable speeds. All of a sudden there's another item like soaring toward you all, and Kai, you just look over at it, wait for it to get close enough, and shoot it just at the right time when your lightning launcher goes out and hits what seems to be some sort of like a large rock. Excuse me, and it just moves it to the side far enough that it floats past you all and does
They're
not
slinging garbage at us,
hit
man.
the ship. I'm sorry, Moonboy, I skipped you. You're before Klik.
That's
for some
right.
reason I had you down as a 3, but I put you in 3 in the order, but you're a 13.
13.
So if you want to go now,
I must go now, the Moonboy says, as he vibrates with moonish fire, and he turns back toward the ship, and the kind of eyes roll back in his head, and he bursts into moonfire as he takes on his astral form. Let's say the freaking dragon. Why not? You see the celestial mark of the dragon shine within him. I've never used dragon before. This isn't for anything. But he kind of twirls around, and with one great hand, he conjures into being using the hallucinatory terrain spell.
oh boy.
Between our ship and the one following us, an enormous glimmering moon sweeps into existence, gigantic, pearlescent, burning with moon flame.
Oh boy.
Comes twirling between our ship and theirs, as though from nowhere.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna
It sounds like.
This has real Sailor Moon energy, and it's you twirling and glowing and making a moon.
Yeah. I love it.
I love imagining like Kai, like sweet Kai with a cannon arm in the back shooting, catapult stones, and then Moonboy dancing behind him, conjuring moon energy.
You're focusing on
Absolutely.
the wrong part. I did a cool moon thing.
What's the casting time on that spell?
Geez, I don't know.
On hallucinatory terrain, I think it's instant, but you can find out. Let's all look it up. Let's take a second.
Let's all
That's
look it
not.
up.
I just tried to Google hallucinatory. It did not give me what I wanted.
Casting time 10 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Oh wow! Rules lowered by your own team.
Okay, instead of
Fine,
that,
I wasn't the
I'm
narc
sorry.
once. I'm usually the narc.
are you? Are you?
I am.
I truly thought it was an instantaneous one. I've had that spell before. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I should
No,
have known,
none of
'cause I've
that
had people
happens.
use it.
So this time,
Can you still
Moonboy,
dance? Please?
given a second chance at it, I have to go now. Bursts into moonfire and begins to hover, taking care to not twirl this time. Somehow he feels that would make him feel, bashful or something. He just chooses not to. And this time he chooses to cast Conjure Minor Elementals.
Ooh, what?
Oh, I think that also has a casting time.
1 minute.
Yeah, that's also a 1 minute. Like so, that we're in initiative order, so you also can't
I'm
cast
glad
that one.
that
Very
I'm
sorry.
glad that right now we're deciding to pay attention to casting times. In this episode, fucking episode 30, whatever.
Truly,
Have you not been?
Jordan, you get a bad take on this because the one character I played from level 1 to level 20 is a druid, so I just I always want to conjure elementals so bad, and I can't do it. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do it.
Okay,
To
well,
you.
how about I begin to conjure elementals, and I'll do it on my next turn? No.
It would be
Yeah.
in so many
It's like
minutes.
around
Yeah, it's like a whole
It's in 10 rounds. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a buff spell in an annoying fashion. But this is the time to take a second because we're at Pursuit Count 2, which, just to review the rules real quick, is of the system that I made up. And that doesn't quite make sense, but I hope is fun. That if you end the round at Pursuit Count 3, then you get a chance to get away. You're going to have to roll for it. I'm not going to tell you what those stipulations are yet because I'm excited about them and I want them to be a surprise. But if Moonboy can pull something off here to get that pursuit count up, do anything to delay the
I don't know.
ship
The
behind
Moonboy
him.
is going to use a bonus action to cast Celestial Form with the Archer, and I will just fly out in front of the ship and make sure we don't encounter any spacebergs or meteoroids.
Okay, cool. I'm
try
happy to
to-
give you kind of like a navigation.
Sure. Kind of a hazard clearing, navigation, whatever. I don't know. I'll take point. I'll lead with my Moonboy glow.
Yeah, so this is going to be a perception check, but it's going to be a bit of a hard one to get the pursuit count. So it's going to be another DC 18 check to do enough navigating to help you all, outmaneuver this ship. So
Can I cast guidance on myself?
you've used a bonus action, so if it's an action, you can, as long as it's an action.
It is.
As I'm being loosey goosey with movement, so
It is.
go for it.
I will do as such. I cast that upon myself. And let's go ahead and... Perception.
Seems Jason Wardell is having some technical difficulties. Just to let everyone know.
Dang it.
God, I miss it.
No,
It's so good.
didn't make it.
Oh, what'd you get?
I got, even with 4 from the guidance, it would be a 14.
Can I
Okay,
see
cool.
the Moonboy?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna use a flash of genius and increase his roll by 5 as a reaction.
Nice.
Okay, there we go. Using your new ability. Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like, he's at the front of the ship and you're at the back of the ship, but he's in a lit up form.
Yeah.
And you've already pulled off your moment of like, I got this thing.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm
a 16 even with 5.
still 16.
You said
Shoot.
you got a.
No, I said
14.
with the D4 it would be 14.
If he
but
rolled
I
a
hadn't
4,
rolled it.
yeah. But he hadn't rolled it.
I rolled a 1, obviously, because this has been just
Oh shoot.
a
Okay, cool.
treat of a turn.
I
Well, then you don't-
misunderstood.
You don't have to use the flash of genius for a misunderstanding
I'm
right
sorry.
there, for sure. Yeah, if it's not mathematically
I thought
possible,
I
it's
thought I
it's
was
cool.
gonna get him to 19.
Yeah, no. That makes sense. It was a good move. I thought it was
Sorry,
fair.
Jordan. Sorry.
It's
Um,
okay.
It's okay. We're rolling into the next turn, the top of the second round here, with you all in good shape as you all are gaining ground on the ship, except it seems the ship is faster than yours. As after the end of the first round, it's going to automatically drop the pursuit count 1. So, Case, if you could drop it to 1 there, I'm going to do the same on my end. As this ship seems to be very fast. So it's right behind you, it's moving up, but you have a whole other round here to try and influence things. So we're gonna jump back to the top of the round here. They have 1 ballista down too, due to a natural 1. It's they only seem to have 4 chances, so you only have to keep them out of that range. You only kind of have to beat them on 2 there. So first up, we're back to you, Flute. What do you got? What do you want to try and influence here?
How far away from me is Moonboy?
He is 100 feet. Yeah, he's 100 feet from you. Maybe like 60 or 80 if you need to tweak that range as you're kind of in the middle of the ship and he's in the front. Also now, because the pursuit count is at 1, I know we started at a different range because it was just like the start of this first round, but with it being finalized in the end around here, the ship is only sorry, I'm doing math in my head. I'm trying to do it quickly. 400 feet away from you all. So if that influences anything.
Okay. I'll run if I have to move a little bit on deck so that Moonboy's within shouting range, and I will give Moonboy Bardic Inspiration. I can tell, obviously, he's frustrated. He keeps bursting into different moonfire shapes and doing these spells.
What's happening?
So I'll holler some bardic inspiration to him, and then I will use the rest of my movement to head to the back or the rail of the ship, and from my belt I will take the keening horn of the Gonling Da, and I'm going to blow on it in an attempt to summon the Gon, the singing planets that this horn will sometimes summon.
Okay, cool.
Didn't we just summon them?
Like, was it earlier today, yesterday?
I mean, are they going to be pissed?
Oh,
Or are they
no,
going to
it
be
was
like,
yesterday.
what?
I'll be like, kill them!
Help! Would you just get in the way?
Yeah, the goal is just to distract them. put
Listen,
something
we're
in the way.
we're all glad that we're talking to, but this is a little clingy.
All the Gons show up and are like, look over here.
I don't know. From what you sent me, Harlan, it doesn't say that that's like an effect that.
Well, we'll do my favorite thing ever to do, which is it's really hard, but it's not impossible. As you're in wild space and you're moving around, so you can roll percentile dice to blow this horn, and if you get a 90 or above, then there are singing planets in this region that will respond to it.
A
get a
90
5 or
or
less.
above?
Let's see
Double
it, man.
meridian tract.
You know what? I'll give him guidance. An extra D4 on that 90 percentile.
Absolutely,
kidding.
86
I'm-
or up. 86
I am
Can
not-
that
right here.
affect? Can that
He'd have to-
affect the
I'm not
10
capable of
dice?
doing
He'd have to touch me. He'd have to touch me anyway. All right, 90 or better.
Let's see it.
Let's see
All right.
it.
Change campaign.
I got a 60. Oh, well.
That's almost a 90.
Yeah, it's on its
You
way.
man.
It's like an upside down 90.
Cool. Well, I blew it, and they can hear it in the pursuing ship because it's audible 600 feet away.
Cool.
Maybe
yeah,
it
so
will frighten them.
and all of the players too. You just hear this like somehow boisterous but also sweet tone come out of this. Jason, I'm gonna get you to do boisterous and sweet at the same time, but I have faith that at some point you can pull that off.
Plays the entertainer.
Cool. That's my
Yeah,
turn.
that feels right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you blow this horn and kind of like nothing comes out of nowhere. You look around, but it's going to bring up Talon, who's up here at the navigational sites up front here. And I'm going to give Moonboy, since you're up there and you're also participating in helping navigation, I'm going to give her advantage. I'm going to roll twice here and take the higher roll. I rolled 2 4s. So Talon is shouting out inaudible orders from the top here as she does not have a walkie-talkie, and she's just kind of yelling things and no one can hear them. So I'm going to bring up my other ballista here from the ship that is pursuing you, still farther, or kind of like at the same point where it stops. It's not gaining any ground on you all. And I got a natural 20 here. So you see a ballista shot that it seems to be glowing blue stick into the back of your ship right by you, Kai, as it slams down into it. And you see the arcane magic of it just behind it as it seems to create a chain between the ship and you all. And so with that natural 20, I'm going to ask us to
I don't get a
move
chance
the
to block it.
No, not with because you've used
You haven't
your
had a
shot
turn.
to
Yeah, you
affect
haven't had a
things.
turn.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I get 2
So-
attacks though.
But you did.
All right.
You did attack twice. You attacked the catapult and the other ballista shot.
No,
right?
all the
No,
other ballista
other
shots
one was
missed.
canceled.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you one more shot at this. It rolled a natural 20. Its plus is +4 here, so you got to roll above you got 24 or above.
I did it.
You did it?
19, yeah.
Oh my god! Just when I got
Hottest dice
excited.
in town.
I'm gonna find a way to build us dice cams just so I know you aren't.
How? Wait,
I
how?
don't at all think
What
you're
was that
fucking
from?
dice
Is that a
Welcome
reaction?
it.
So a thing he used his action. We're being a little loosey goosey, but just not on casting times. Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Is he held his action to try and use his
Yeah.
attack to
Okay,
move
great.
any attacks that come.
Well, we did it.
So
did it.
yeah, you're still at pursuit count 1. That's great. You've not been overtaken by the ship yet. You got that natural 20 out of the way. That ballista bolt is not attached to you. And I do get another shot with the ship in initiative order. It's going to be a 14. It's not going to hit. Which is just going to bring up K.A.I here.
All right, I'm gonna do the same thing. I assume I can't cast a spell as well, since I'm like holding my action to use my attacks.
Yeah, unless it's a bonus action, you could use a bonus action, but you're holding your action for an attack, so you can't do anything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Cool. You're preparing defensive shots, which is good because it's now Moonboy's turn. I'm sorry, I almost did it again.
You have
How far is it
1d8
behind
bardic
us again?
inspiration.
Pursuit count is 1, so it is 400 feet behind you.
Okay. There's not really much that I can...
You can also interact with the ship, like your navigation type of stuff you can do if you want to find other ways to interact with the ship. Maybe if you can think of a skill that you have that you know you're good at, and you want to
You know, the
apply that in
Moonboy's
some
going to
way.
go to the back and kind of, rather than blocking from, impact from the front, he's going to start trying to specifically affect these bolts that are coming in. I'm going to ready an action. I'm going to ready a, let's say, guiding bolt for the next time that one is thrown. Or I might even just use my I can give them a -6 die. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Good idea.
My
That's-
Cosmic Omen.
It's a real good idea.
So I'm gonna go and hold my action for the next volley, so to speak. But I will be at the back.
To give the next shot that comes through a -6 because of the omen.
Exactly. I'm gonna be here to do that, or maybe even because I'm not really doing anything with my action right now. If the -6 doesn't do it, I'm ready to back it up with a bolt. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna be this is gonna be the Moonboy anti-artillery system back here.
Yeah. K.A.I
We have the
Moonboy.
Iron Dome.
Yeah, I love it. Man, I love you using Omen to not let ballista bolts hit you. Just like seeing it, that little bit of I can see in the future.
He doesn't even. You can't. It's like he's seeing something 1,000 miles away.
Get on my shoulders. You don't have to. You can fly.
Cool. Well, the next ballista bolt is gonna hit. It's gonna hit with a 15. So.
Or is it?
You truly only have to expend
Moonboy
that there.
Kind of
'Cause
holds his hands up and does one of these things, more peaceful than you've seen him in this form before. And he rolls a saucy little d6 here.
I think no matter what, it'll miss because it rolled
Yeah,
a
so-
15.
Yeah, it rolled a
AC is
15.
15.
Let's see. Oh, that's a 6.
So,
And he kind of just, and a moonbeam tilts the tip, it just nudges the tip of the ballista bolt and it goes
Yes,
twirling
absolutely.
off into
This flash of
space.
light just seems to peel it away from you as you're in this little zen state. I love this. I have not hit you all once. This is amazing. And then that is going to bring up that is going to bring up Klik, because that was the third ballista bolt. The fourth one is down.
Yeah.
They only have the catapult left in this round. But in order to
Not get caught here. I have to improve this dice right now.
yeah.
Two questions. Well, one question. Can I use the protective field on the ship?
Yes.
It says a
100%.
creature, but
Is the ship a
We're
creature?
playing the rules that you were reading were not designed for us to be
For-
flying around in space.
ships.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I will do what I was doing before. I will just try and keep the sails pointed in the right direction. Make us go as fast as we can at this point. Try and
Okay,
outrace
cool.
this little bastard.
Sounds good
I think
to
they only
me.
shot us with 2 ballistas, right? One K.A.I shot off and one Moonboy made miss.
I know I missed with one. I just went through it quickly because we have one
Yeah.
in 17,
right.
15, and 12 in the initiative order. So,
I had a
and
22 on the acrobatics check.
look at that.
Yeah.
I made a contested roll against that too to see if it could outmaneuver you even with that, and it did not. So Klik, again, your acrobatics swinging throughout the rope. You hear Goat's voice down there be like, Hell yeah, get it, she says, as you're just like helping this ship kind of like drift and pull around and start going a different direction that the moth-winged ship has trouble reacting to. And because
Wild
we've had
space drift.
Yeah, because you've been so defensive here too, and not pushing the ship forward, but you've been successful 100% of the time. I'm gonna have this so you can change the pursuit count up to 2K, since she was successful there, and I'm gonna have this last shot be another one that, if you can outroll me, I think I'm gonna give it to you all, because you've had so many maybes with just like getting the ballistas off of you all that you've been completely undeterred while it's trying to shoot you and catch up with you in the successful movement. So I'm gonna roll a d20. Oh, I got a 16 to hit, so that hits. So if you can outroll a 16 here, then you're absolutely. Then I'm gonna give you K.A.I, as he's ready this action to play anti-aircraft gun, kind of.
Okay.
So if you can beat a 16, you're at 3, and I'll give you a chance to get away.
Let's see. I rolled an 8 plus 9.
Oh,
That'll do it.
gee.
That does it. That's a 17 right there. God damn. I can get one hit in. Look at that. I just, yeah, okay. I'm not going to explain my made-up
Ventress
system,
who?
but- So this, you all are now at 3 pursuit count. So you hear Goliathan come over the rocky talkie, kind of like after all of this has played out, and he goes, "I'm clear. I can take a shot at terminal," and he
Crank
whoops. He just like you jump into terminal speed, but then you click out of it very quickly, and he's like, "We have to change direction now." He comes to the rocky talkie. He's like, "Cobble, give me a way to go," because the other ship also has the ability to, if you're just going straight forward, to jump into this speed too. So he's getting you all a certain amount, clicking it out so he can change direction, go another way, and try and shirk the ship that's following you. So Cobble comes over the rocky talkie. She's like, I'm coming out. And she's like, you see her come out on the top of the deck, which she never does in a fight. But at the same time, Talon like firemans herself down this ladder here, and she's like, no, we should go. She's like, we should go back and around, and she starts describing directions of which way you should go, and Cobble's also giving you navigation directions at the same time. So I would like the party to kind of like, in a split-second decision, choose. You hear Goliath and go, which one of them? Goddamn it, I can hear them both. Which one should I listen to? And I want anybody to call out who, just really the first person to tell Goliath and who to listen to will be the one that he listens to, and they will get that person's modifier.
Talon!
Yeah, so says Flute immediately over it.
Say Cobble at like the same time. Cobble, Talon.
And she rolled a 19 and has a plus 6 to this roll. So,
Flash of genius.
Okay, all right. So, that's a 25.
Carry the 2!
That's going to be a 30. I was going to make it a contested check to try and continue on here with maybe this ship catching up, but with it being a 30, they don't have a plus 10 to this, so even if they roll a 20 with your Flash of Genius. And so yeah, can you give us a little flavor on what Flash of Genius looks like to these two, like, arguing? Cobble and Talon are both arguing. Goliathan's yelling over the rocky talkie, like, tell me which way to go! And Flute yells out, like, listen to Talon! And with that, like, Cobble looks over at you, Flute, and kind of looks sad, but shuts the hell up, and Talon is speaking out commands, just like, you gotta curve around here, aim toward this star, and then...
Tell him to do that and then change direction. So we terminal speed, then jump out, then terminal speed again in another direction.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you can almost see the clockwork of K.A.I, just like this, with this, that is the it's that Zach Galifianakis gif of like the math floating around with where Talon's like yeah, and she just like piles on to that too, and so the ship goes boom into terminal, clicks out real quick, kind of like moves itself around and boom through terminal again, and there's a pause just in the midst of the darkness of the world. You know, a distant star kind of like lit up mostly by the ship here, as you can hear Goliathan breathing over the walkie-talkie and trying to figure out like, all right, are they gonna come through? Are they gonna be here? And you wait about a minute, and there's nothing there. So, you just see Talon kind of like pick up the, come over to Flute and like snag, like gesture for the walkie-talkie and just speaks into it about kind of like reorienting. She looks at her little orb to kind of like guess where they are, looking at stars and planetary items around here. And she makes a judgment call, seems to be on the right track, and kind of moves you all back toward the planet of Glyph, where you all know that you are going. You seem to have evaded by crazy-ass dice rolls right there, and quick calls, which direction to go. So there, I'm just gonna change to a different Word document now that I'm not gonna need those stat blocks for the fight that we might have done tonight, and I think
we have been running away, kids. We're good at it.
We didn't roll any natural ones.
Yeah.
So you all are just back to cruising speed, and it's just like a moment as Talon is looking around, and she's like, damn, you guys think fast. Goat comes down and is like, you guys see Klik? Holy shit. And she pats you on the back if you are down here, and there's just a moment of you all like all out on deck except for Goliathan, like looking around like, what the hell just happened?
I
the
look
hell
at
did they find
Moonboy
us?
kind of concerned and be like,
Well, they're going the same place we are, and their ship's faster than ours is.
They could have been. We don't know that that's the main contingent. It seemed like. What if they were looking for us? How did
Who's
they
they?
find us? The
Who's
Meridian
on this
tract.
ship anymore that's like... I guess they're still after us after killing Ventress?
Could be
But like, what do we have that they want at this point?
the ship. Me, apparently.
All the boys want you, Kai.
Boys say.
Why do they want you? And the Moonboy kind of comes up from behind, dusting meteors off of himself, cosmic dust. Why do they want you, Kai?
I'm not certain. Ventress seemed to think I was special in some capacity. I don't know.
Maybe we could just give them Talon's arm.
Maybe.
No, that's not gonna happen, she says. I literally cut off my own arm for this. I don't think I'm gonna give it up that easy.
Maybe we could make a second arm like maybe we could make a fake Kai. Sort of.
I mean, you got on the ship because you're interested in Kai, Talon. Why are you so interested in Kai?
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Talon.
Why are you so obsessed with me, Talon?
You did it. You don't even go to school here, Talon.
Canadian ass cyborg.
She looks at you and she's like, I mean, because you all can do this. I mean, you were made by one of the cisterns, right? Like, I know you made yourself, but like, one of the cisterns and you, like, you're part of that, the whole thing, right? So you know somewhere in you, right?
That's right.
Got the
Maybe you
Hammerstein?
could-
Yeah.
Maybe you've got like an instruction manual or something. And Moonboy kind of starts banging on Kai and looking for hollow spots.
Looking for a battery pack.
Oh,
trying to push
Watch out.
buttons.
nope, not there.
Nope.
Stuff's coming out.
It's a fan
Yeah.
cards, Rolodex.
Wine cork.
Breakfast maker.
I don't know. I mean, did you wait? Who made your arm again? Where did it come from?
I got it through someone who knows the cisterns.
KG answer.
Yes, I think it's time for. I think the time for KG answers may be over.
All right, roll.
Talon.
Let's have you all roll a persuasion check against. I think it's K.A.I.
Can-
and Moonboy here.
Can
Yeah, go for it.
can Kai just do it with advantage because of my assistance?
100%. As you all are kind of cornering her a bit on the ship, and after all of that, and her kind of get like the adrenaline is still there, and you all seem to be back to going fine here, and there, you all kind of just have focused on this moment of like, oh, we have not pushed this here, and she looks kind of cornered. She's like, what? I mean, what? And yeah, what do you got?
What am I rolling? Persuasion
Persuasion.
Yeah,
with
you
advantage.
can roll
advantage.
intimidation too if you want to.
No. No.
I didn't. That was a
think
half-hearted
so.
statement to K.A.I. I know. I feel like I know you well enough at this point.
Oh, I have advantage. I rolled a 2.
No, you didn't.
I rolled another 2.
What?
double 2.
Oh no!
She looks at you and goes, "Look, my promise to you is to get you to the person who knows how to get to the Moon Girl." And that's all
All
I
I'm
have.
saying is that if you knew my mentor, I would like to.
I don't.
about
I
it.
wish I did.
We'd
I
get
would
there
do
a lot
anything.
faster if we all trusted
You would
each
do
other.
anything. That's sort of terrifying.
Good.
Well, double 2. I guess there's not much more to say about it.
She looks at you all and she's like, I don't understand why you don't trust me. I threw my life down on the line with you all for something that didn't really matter that much.
I'm not
It's just
asking
a
this
ghost.
because I don't trust you. I'm asking because it's important. That's
Yes,
all.
and we're all trying to figure out why the Meridian track might still be after us after Ventress is dead, and we're trying to put puzzle pieces together, and you've got a piece that you don't want to share, and that makes us
Do you know why?
stuck.
Do you know why they want me?
Because there's no one else like you. Because you're the only...
Thank you.
Because lots of magical items came out of that hidden workshop, and you're the only one that has a name that walks around that I've heard stories about. And
Don't know if I appreciate being called a magic item. I suppose you're not
that's exactly why.
entirely wrong.
Honestly, I wouldn't be too. I'd kind of like that.
Like a hot little item.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Like I'm
well-
flying off of shelves fast.
I'm off to craft myself a butt. so I can moon people.
Hey, easy, that's my territory.
The Moonboy. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Just a butt suspended in some kind of butt field for him to study. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she just kind of like shrugs it off and is like, I'm allowed to have my secrets. I'll tell you when I feel like it,
You
she
are.
says.
Klik, come here. I need to measure your head.
I've got a secret too. Big one.
You gonna make a butt the size of my head?
No. It's not about the butt thing. Completely unrelated project.
Because she really has more
Okay.
of a thorax type situation.
I'm going to measure her
know how-
head.
I don't know. This is exactly the size of butt I would like.
No, this is a different project.
Okay.
Your psionic abilities have been awakening, yes?
Yeah, I've been practicing. Clack is zipping around her head, this little like pink triangular rock, but if you can avoid him, you can measure, and she'll kind of stoop a little bit to.
I have an idea for something that might be able to help manifest your psychic abilities.
You can improve my intelligence modifier. That sure would help.
Interesting. All right.
Didn't
Could
really.
be possible.
I didn't really plan on needing high
Hold still.
intelligence in this build.
No one ever does.
What do you do? What you doing, Kai? What
Yeah.
are you?
Oh, I'm just measuring her head.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
My antennas kind of flicker like it's tickly. People don't really touch my face.
It's like when a dentist tells you not to move your tongue, but it just
Yeah,
like keeps
you're like-
going to the same spot.
Yeah.
While that's happening, Flute, will you do a perception check?
10.
Good. Don't worry, you beat the 6 I rolled. I just cannot roll tonight. And you see Cobble kind of like in a huff, like picking up her staff with like this little starry orb on the top of it, and like kind of holding up her robe and moving away, clearly disgruntled and like maybe a little shaken, as she usually is pretty stealthy, but in this moment she's just like
She huffing.
kind of huffing and stamping away, and she kind of gets down below deck before you can respond, but it's clear that she is not happy with what just happened.
Passive aggressive, Dungeons and Dragons NPCs, toxic relationships.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, well, I'm the one who
Right, what you know.
screwed her on that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of file that away and like, yeah, I think I'm more concerned that there's this man of war ship is probably hurtling toward the same spot we are.
Well, so they were going to GIF as well. Is it GIF? Like,
Glyph. Glyth. Yeah. Glyph.
Glyph.
Really falls out of your mouth, that word.
Sure.
You can.
Cat.
So do we think that, do we have reason to believe they're going to the same place that we are?
Yeah, we're trying to
Absolutely.
beat them there, right?
I mean, Talon told us the Meridian track was going to try to get to the Moon Girl before us.
Right. Moonboy, would you like to? Are you saying this out loud at all, or are you just kind of like, is the Moonboy like conjecturing, or?
No, I mean, I'm just trying to confirm whether or not this has all been established or not.
Okay, cool. Then just roll a straight up intelligence check.
Okay.
D20, add your intelligence.
I got a 12.
12. I literally said the DC 10 because of this fact, but you did come nose to nose with a ship.
Sure.
So it was maybe going this way, and you were maybe going this way, but like it's kind of hard to extrapolate outside of that.
Yeah.
But you were
I mean, maybe
not
they were
like
lost. Maybe they're just as lost as everybody else out here.
That coincidence is too great.
And if let's have, I want Flute and Flute. You can roll a history check with advantage.
Good, because I'm pretty stupid about it.
So I'm so happy to have Jason
Okay.
Ovredahl back.
I got a 14.
14. With the 14, you know that there are many ships like Ventress's ship, and you didn't see anything to confirm or deny whether or not that was exactly Ventress's ship. But you know that there are other, like this is a very commonly known elven ship that you don't see often because it's kind of like a military ship in some ways, but. You at least know enough, Flute knows enough that it's possible that there are more ships like the one that you saw Ventress on.
Okay.
Well, they opened fire as soon as they saw us, so whoever they are, we best steer clear of them.
Right, they're not friendly.
Right. I'll say.
Okay, well, I suppose we just try to keep a low profile. Right?
Race on. I don't think
This
we
is
have a
all
low
wrong.
profile.
Moonboy, show me your butt.
What? I can't. Not again. Not like this.
With that, like the camera just like zooms out as the ship is like going through at this like imaginable speed, and we're gonna cut to break there as we're just gonna fade out of the conversation about fun.
That is
Very good. That was very good. You avoided combat. Look at you all. Chase Wardell, we're so glad to have you back. We're gonna take a real quick 5-minute break here. We're gonna drink pee. We're gonna drink pee, and then we're gonna see you on the other side of that encounter that they ran away from. See you soon.
Yay.
All right, here we are. We're back after getting away from the this moth-winged elven ship. You all successfully wiggled your way out of that by making sure none of their ballistas that could have slowed you down made contact with you, and just straight up kicking ass all the way through.
Moonboy is buttoning back up the hatch on his Jimmy Jams. And he's like, there, now don't ask me to see it again.
K.A.I's finishing up a magical sculpture. Using the minor illusion spell. Like this, it's where the bun meets the back. That is where it was giving me trouble.
It's actually pretty cool.
Thank you.
What a pair I have.
Indeed.
As the crew stands around and admire Moonboy's sculpted butt.
Yeah.
It's got like a Fibonacci sequence going.
You could hear a yawn from Relic as he kind of unbuckles himself from the ballista at the front here, and he's like, boy, I'm pooped. I didn't even do anything at all today, and...
You said unbuckling, and I thought he was going to drop his pants.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you think that's
You think you've seen a butt? Oh my god.
That's a caboose.
Oh, my God, it's on the front.
Oh, jeez. And he's a hobbit, too, so you know there would be, like, just a big patch at the juncture of the cheeks, just a big patch of furry hobbit hair.
Front
I'm
butt,
sorry.
hobbit.
Halflings are smaller than gnomes, too, so it's just a tiny little caboose. Right there.
Oh my god, speaking of halflings, Moonboy says, well, that's enough butt looking for today. I'm gonna go check on our friend Malzor. Remember him?
All right, Malzor.
What a weird little creepy spaceman. Just like me. Let's bring him something to eat. Do you still have deviled eggs?
Absolutely.
Let's stop by the kitchen. Get this freak some deviled eggs
I'll
and
make a
blow
plate.
his mind.
If you go down into the kitchen, you hear a clatter of a plate.
Oh.
And if you go around the corner, you see Malzor with like 6 different types of cheese in his hands, just looking at them, and there's like a couple of empty dishes on the ground, and he's just like,
Hey, there he is.
Oh,
says
I
the
see you
Moonboy.
found the larder.
I missed you,
see.
sweet.
So you like to come in here and touch the cheeses as well?
I talk to the cheese as well. We all have so much in common.
You okay?
He says, I forgot about the
Forgot
wonder
about
of the cheese. And if, as you can see here, Case, if you want to throw it up by itself, I don't know if that's possible, but Jordan did amazing art for this
Oh, yeah,
Malzor.
there he
It's
is.
this
Ooh.
Of the
Lemmy
cheese?
looking Malzor character.
He does look like
I
Lemmy.
can't
Oh, we
see
never
him.
got to do his. We never got to do his mole. I forgot about it. Somebody called it the blueberry, which I thought was very upsetting.
Yeah.
I'll drop a link into our Discord chat about it too, but it also is also holding the horn as well, just for art purposes. Super cool that you did that, Jordan. Thank you for doing that.
Sure. This is kind of him
and-
from when we found him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's all messed up there.
Does he
but
sound
he's-
like Lemmy?
Nah, he's more up here. You know, he's
Oh,
still
okay.
he's a tiny little boy, so he's more up here, but he's still got just that wild eye, kind of like always looking at a million things, even when he's looking
Yeah.
at one thing. Gaze to him that as he's going through different things.
mind to go to cheddar.
You know? Singing to the cheese.
Singing to the cheese. Yeah. So you just find him in the kitchen, like marveling at all the different things in here, and he's just like, I missed them. He says to you all as you walk in.
Did you scarf all of the deviled eggs, man?
No. What? I would like to
kept in
see these
multiple
delicious
locations.
items, though.
Are they
Yes,
still
why
in
don't you
there?
have a seat and we'll get you some juice?
Let's
Yes.
blow this past man's mind with the
Yeah.
charcuterie from
Totally.
out of this world. This is what the people tune in for.
As
As you all,
Hobbit eat charcuterie.
A possibly possessed kind of
Dungeons
kind of
and
our
Dragons.
keymaster, I suppose.
Keymaster mukbang.
Oh, come on! There's
There's a new
your
genre.
title. There's your episode title: the Keymaster Mukbang.
so
boy.
as he's just like mowing down on all these different things that you provide for him, he looks up and he seems to have gotten close to his fill, and he's like, "So what the hell happened? There's a lot of loud noises, banging."
Oh, we were attacked. Attacked by an unfriendly ship, but we got away.
Yes, we're constantly being chased through space by this and that.
Malzo, where do you want to go? What do you want to do with your remaining
Malzo,
years?
what do you
like-
want to go to school? Get an apartment?
No, I just want a place to die quietly, in which I understand. Even I know that sounds grim, but I thought that my life was forfeit, no longer mine to live out, and now I am amazed at the Jesus and the quiet life to live. So
Where
maybe
you-
if you have
where
a
you
library or something like that where I might be of value.
Take it to a library. Where are you from? Where were you based out of? Is there anyone who might want to see you? Do you have anyone?
I mean, I'm quite old, but
You are.
someone could be living. I spent most of my time on Dragon's Rock in the Tears of Saloon,
Right.
opposite direction of where we're going, but I'm not picky at this point.
That's still a
So,
cool name for a place to be from.
You'd probably be safer somewhere else rather than on the ship, long term.
Oh, are you all doing dangerous things here?
I
Pretty
mean,
consistently.
we had to kill a ghost to find you.
Yeah, we pulled a ghost out of you, and then we got chased through kind of,
We were up to dangerous
space
stuff,
by-
and that was sort of like a side danger.
space
It wasn't
elves.
even
Yes,
like
this is
a
all-
main
Yeah,
focus,
I
focal
hate-
danger.
I hate to tell you this, Malzo, but you're not even part of the main campaign.
No, you're not.
That's unfortunate because there's art for me, so it seems like I'm sitting here.
I know. I've done art for
You're lucky.
less
You're lucky
things.
that some random ball of light had an exclamation point above their head.
Yeah, it seems like I could have gone down in the first round and just died and never been here, and there would be no NPC voice for me to remember. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no,
I
it's
gotta
great.
reel it back.
It's great. I'm glad. Honestly, I think your drawing came out really cool.
So, no, but he dips into a nonsensical back and forth with Moonboy, and they both get shaken out of it. And he looks around and he's like, I mean, truly, I mean, the answer is I would love a library. I was out here on archaeological purposes to try and learn more about the Gond and the ancient honey moss dwarves. So if I could find a place to just kind of be of use with my waddling around in studies and rantings, that would be ideal for me.
Okay.
But-
Right.
Do we have like a little study on board?
I mean, we've never really addressed it. I think that
Not really.
I'm pretty down with your maybe like if your personal characters have things. We definitely know there are some books, as Janice read books before.
Yeah,
but-
I guess he could just kick it in his barrel and read, like Moonboy does.
If we put this man in a barrel to read books after we caught him rifling through the kitchen, this man's gonna eat another character. Like he's following exactly the Janet arc.
Yeah,
Sure.
we were worried about a gelatinous cube eating us when we never thought about the horrible reality of a man doing it.
It's gonna be this little hobbit is gonna consume us all. I don't know. Is there a library planet we can drop him
listen.
off on?
Yeah, maybe we could do something like that. But I say, look, until then, we've got to give him a little bit of the, a little bit of leeway. He's been encino-manned by a ghost for who knows how long. He's out of touch. Of course he's going to go on a cheese spree.
Maybe there's a cheesemaker on GIF we could drop him off with.
Isn't that
Yes,
like
maybe we can
Mindset
sell him
Planet?
to a cheesemaker.
Yeah, Gith doesn't seem super friendly to old librarian scientists.
Oh,
What better place needs cheese?
if you all are kind of like sidebarring, he clears his throat and he's like, I mean, Glit's got moons. It's got Mingabwe. I can go to Mingabwe. I've heard of it before. I've never been, but
Mungabwe?
What do they do in Mungabwe?
well,
Love a moon, by the way. Now you're speaking my language.
he's like, I don't know. And he kind of like is. I keep doing this because I saw his beard, and I just imagined how much those chops must
It just
itch. so-
itches.
Oh yeah, it's full of like space bug carcasses and husks
Yeah.
and stuff. God knows
And-
what he was eating out there.
Yeah,
Honey.
he's finally worked out all of the kind of like matted bits of like lock of his beard, and he's like, yes, I just know that it is a refuge from the psionic overtake of the mind flayers that have lived on Gith. I mean, I don't know. It could be extremely different from when I was in and around, but I've read about most of the planets out and about, so. Yeah, if the settlement that is still on Mingabwe is there when I was reading, then I'm sure I can find something to do.
Kai, how far away is Mungabwe?
It's a moon of Glith.
I mean, but like,
So-
when are we going to get there?
I think
So-
a couple of days.
With this day kind of winding down, you only have 2 more nights before you were there. So like this is the once you wake up in the morning, you will have 2 more sleeps after that, and you will be there. As this is one of the farthest gaps between the circles of the planets that you know of, and even though you all are taking a shortcut, it's still getting from the Rock of Brawl, and you all are kind of coming from Chandos too. It's a long trek, one of the longest treks you'll face. So you all, so he's like, I don't know. Well, I'll have to poke around once I get there, but it's possible
Okay.
that we can get there and things
Well,
will be
listen,
fine.
man. I'm a little weird dude as well. So I'm going to put in a good word for you with Captain. See if we can get you dropped off at that little weird planet for little weird dudes.
Sounds good to me. What are you?
All right.
What are you, asshole? Kai has to like pull him back. Just told you I was going to put a good word in for the captain. Now I'm not even going to say a word. What am I? What are you? Full of ghosts. I'm out of here. Give him barrel.
It's a rude question. I know you're from a different time, but
He's like, you're right. I've just never seen a glowing, radiant,
it is
tiny little
Moonboy.
boy.
He comes back and he's like, all right, I'm sorry. You took me by surprise. I'm a moon boy.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Are you made by a moon? Have come from a moon?
All right.
I d-
Freaks out again.
do, you,
Fuck you, son of a...
do you eat moons? It's I come from a moon, surrounding a moon. I remember snippets here and there. There was a great cataclysm, and I woke up floating through space, possibly inhabited by some sort of cosmic superpower. You know how it is.
Ah, so you're from another sphere then? Yes? No? Maybe?
The thought has crossed my mind, and something in my shoes tells me yes.
He gets up, when you say that, he gets up real close to you, and he's smaller than you, so he's just like
Okay.
looking up at you with his like
Yes.
stinky breath that even
There's
though
a
he's
smell. Yes.
Yeah, he's done a
Can smell
wash,
the
but
hon-
he's
It's like honey.
some honey
sour.
you just can't scrub
Gonna
out.
take a
And
while to get that out, yeah.
he looks at you and he goes,
Cheese as well.
I wanted to go to the astral plane. I tried to find it, and I could not. I wish.
The astral plane.
I
What's
wish.
what's that? What's in the astral plane?
Eternal life. Dead gods. No aging.
Right.
Beautiful colors.
This is crazy guy stuff. Just so you know. This is like stuff that crazy guys say.
Well, then
No,
good.
no, he's right.
Something
true.
hasn't changed between my time and this one, then, if this is still clocking as crazy guy stuff.
Okay.
And he kind of nods and like backs up and he's like, ooh, this one seems fermented. And he starts gnawing on some more cheese.
I think that's you.
Is the so the Moonboy? I think really stops and takes this guy in for what he is. Other than I think he had a soft spot for him for being another piece of space trash that was rescued, more or less, left to die out there. And I think he kind of takes him in for the first time. And I'd kind of like to... I mean, how's this all clocking? Is this guy still haunted? Is he crazy? Is he dangerous? What's the... Should we, the next time he gets in the barrel, should we just seal it and dump it out into space?
Go for it. Roll that d20.
Oh,
Insight check here.
okay, for sure.
After you had this weird ass interaction with him.
Faux show. Yeah, that triggered Moonboy's moon senses. Or did it? Hell yeah, it did. 23.
23?
Flash of genius.
Do you have?
20.
Is that?
I don't know if you
have?
can do it on an insight check.
But I just can't say yes to everything. I feel like I'm leaning.
Well, I mean, 23
Says when
is-
another creature you can see within 30 feet makes an ability check or saving throw.
3,
It's an ability check, yeah.
23 is pretty good. I must say.
Just trying to help.
Moonboy, he's speaking your language a little bit. Like, this pulled out of nothing weird sound in space trash is when you're at a party and your friend makes a weird joke. Like, a stranger makes a weird joke. Do you remember parties? A stranger makes a weird joke, but it's like the classic, like, oh, I want to go talk to this person now.
Okay.
Moment where it's like you're on the same page. And
Okay.
his weirdness is clocking as wisdom and not as
Great.
bonkersness.
Not as like tonight we lie awake,
Yeah.
It's
No, no,
this
no.
guy is. It's more of like so. Moonboy kind of does like a, and Kai, I imagine elbows him with some sort of jolt of weird electricity, and he goes, "You're weird, man. I like it. Let's make more deviled eggs."
Please
All right.
show me how you curse these eggs with
How does one?
an infernal contract.
I will show you how
devil
to
and
chop
egg.
pickles. They are lawful evil.
You do it by summoning a chopping demon.
As these guys are hanging out with Malzor, Flute and Klik, what are you all up to out and about in the ship as we kind of like, as you have the evening seemingly still not bothered by this?
Is
Salt
Klik
shit.
down there with us?
No, I don't think she cares much about this little guy.
Ice
Like,
cold.
let all the little dudes talk it out.
The prey.
Relic and Moonboy and Malzor and Goliath, just all teeny weeny men.
Little man.
She's gonna hang out
Little
with
man
her
and that
giant
tiny
girlfriend
crop.
goat. Two biggest people on the ship are the ladies.
Yeah, I think I was just kind of absently listening to their conversation, but I would have the first opportunity pull Moonboy aside and be like,
We don't have time to drop him off at any moon.
We could drop him off on the way. Come on, I don't want him. What are we going to leave him on the ship? He's going to eat or break all the dishes. He's out of his gourd. Not like I am. Not in a fun Jim Carrey way.
We'll probably have to drop him off on the way back, I assume. I'll say as we watch Malzor try to cut pickles.
With a spoon.
Chop them finer.
He's probably
bless
against
your heart.
deviled eggs as like someone who was possessed.
Who was
like,
technically devil
that
for
he
quite some
possessed
doesn't-
time.
eggs.
He doesn't feel. I feel like he's not pro deviled eggs at this point.
He's getting the hang of it.
loves
You know,
mustard.
this is like an exposure therapy situation.
I think Klik is practicing her psionic ability still. She's kind of getting used to being able to like center and calm her mind, specifically in a magical sense. I don't think that comes super naturally to her. It's more of like an adrenaline-induced magic rather than like a focus-induced magic, and she's trying to figure out how to control it a little bit better.
It sort
I
of
love
pertains to that item that I was showing you, Harlan.
Yeah, jump in here and kind of like do the moment of like if you find Klik, as she's practicing in this moment, you kind of peel off from the tiny boy crew. How do you approach that with Klik?
Sure.
The Lollipop Guild.
Making deviled eggs.
I have an idea for a bit of a, you could call it a focus for you.
Ooh.
It would.
Okay.
I think it could allow you to affect your psionic abilities in new and interesting ways.
That would be wonderful. I'm frustrated, and I think she's kind of zipping little things around, but they're not exactly going quite the way she wants them to, and I think it's she has like an overforce problem where it's like things are going too fast and she can't exactly like control it.
I think we can find you some balance.
Yeah. Where she's like, maybe we're doing like a Yoda thing where we're stacking stones and she just keeps knocking the pile of her stones over with her own stones. It's just too
Is this
much.
something I can make, Harlan? I don't know how much it would cost, but
It will take you time to make it, and I think that like what I kind of want from you here in a DM situation is, we've talked about you being able to make things kind of out of nothing, but what is you either have the cost of materials that is like monetary or the cost of time, and I think since you don't have any specific materials for this in this moment, that we're gonna lean more toward time. So I want K.A.I and Klik to kind of like talk out what she needs, and K.A.I to like pitch kind of what he's thinking. I know you sort of did, but just going a little farther, and then from that you can roll just a straight up Arcana check for me to estimate how long that's going to take. if that makes
sure.
sense.
I'll sort of draw it out on a chalkboard for her. And sort of give her a rundown on the theory that probably won't make any sense.
Sure, she's
Turn around the chalkboard
So it's
from a drawing with a butt and numbers and triangles and
Yes, exactly.
vectors.
I call it the omnipathy engine.
What?
Yeah.
And it's for my head? My head is so much going on. We've got a mask. We've got a thing. We've got a.
It'll be on the back of your head.
This is an over accessory situation.
Just plugs
Okay.
right in.
Yeah. Like a helmet.
It'll let you do some. Just focus your energies in more subtle ways.
Would be helpful. Right now, I can't seem to get anything right.
Potentially regain some of your spent psychic energies. Potentially do some Just sort of spread around your abilities a little bit.
So, when I use my psionic energies, it sort of comes from a well, and if I overutilize it, then there's less for me to use.
This would help you sort of draw from a catalyst to replenish that well, potentially.
Well, if it makes me better on the battlefield, I'm happy to try anything.
Should have a number of uses. I think you might find it fulfilling to have a better grasp of these abilities.
No, I'm not used to being a magic user, you know? I'm always
It's
sort of...
not magic per se, although it's similar, but it's a
feels
force
like
of
magic. Right? I mean, it's not my fists.
anything that isn't your fists is magic, and I am on board with that. It's similar enough to be indistinguishable. I will say that.
It's my mind fists. It's my inner fists.
It might help you harness that power in a way that is less frustrating.
Well, I appreciate your help.
Cool. I think, and with that, I think you should roll an Arcana check. Well, this is just so you can extrapolate what you need.
All right.
From that. Yep.
I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Look at that. As you just see Kai
To sort
prepping,
of
almost
set up to
meditating
sort
this.
of create this.
Aw, Jordan, thank you. Throwing subs out to all our friends hanging out and watching the show.
Of course, would that I had more.
Chat, I love you. I wish I could respond to everything that happens as it's happening. I'm reading it. I just can't type. It's too loud.
This is an ability check, right?
Correct.
It's okay. I'm in the chat taking credit.
Good.
I'm going to throw myself a flash of genius as well to bring this up a little bit.
Is there not a limit to how many you can do in a day? I
Yeah,
should have
it's
looked
5.
closer.
I can do it 5 times per day.
5
Wow.
times in a day is a ton.
I can't wait for you to never fail an ability check ever again.
Well, it uses my reaction though, so you gotta be careful. Anyway,
I can't wait for you to never take an opportunity attack ever again.
27.
You can make this overnight then. With
Okay.
a 27, you're out of the park here. It's going to cost you... how much money do you have? Do you have any amount of money?
I personally have 200 gold.
It's going to cost you 100 gold pieces to, as you're going to just have to kind of like expend this in, we're in parts that you're going to have to replace. So next time you touch down somewhere, you're at least going to have to expend 100 gold pieces on replacing things from your workshop that you're using here to build this item. But yeah, let's have next session we can kind of get this crafted out here for you.
Sure, we can go over what it does next session for sure.
Yeah, I love it. But
It's a little half circlet of burnished metal, and on either end of it, it sort of has 2 crystal nodes built into it, and throughout the length of it, there are these metal pistons that are very fine and minute that are silently moving.
Cool.
And we can install it in the back of your head. And you will
Be
have
so
the
accessorized.
omnipathy engine.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's great.
sweet. I'm excited.
I can't help but let tinkerers make things because it's just fun.
I've been making a concerted effort to try to do it more.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just speaking as a player, but I love loot. I love treasure, and I love special mind hats.
And that's one thing also Aaron and I talked about out of game too, is like I think it's a fun way to give the party loot. Besides, like, we find this on this ship, but it's like the tinkerer makes something. So after X amount of time, just like tinkerers can make more things as a way for the
For
party
sure.
to gain loot.
Yeah, and it's cool to find stuff, but it's also cool to make specific stuff.
That
Anyway,
being
I'll
said, I want a PS5 for Moonboy. Can we make that happen?
I'm gonna send Rachel the top of the Omnipathy engine, Harlan, and then we'll
Okay.
figure out the things that the charges do. We'll figure that out later.
Sounds good, man. That sounds great. Maybe we can stream it. Maybe we can just go through it together.
Yeah, let's do it.
We pick it.
I'm just gonna
Apart
drop it in chat, Rachel.
Yeah.
So the crew has a weirdly quiet day for the rest of the time, as you literally came nose to nose with the scariest thing that, at least for Goliathan, you all could come across, and you have this kind of like click out in the end of the night here as he's letting the ship coast along, just not held down by gravity, can't be at terminal speed, but as he's gonna sleep and recharge here to take it up in the morning. But unless anyone has anything else they want to do, Goat kind of passes out early as she was stressed out by the day. Like, Relic, everybody, the whole crew of the ship is like felt that oh shit moment, and with it is more than ever enjoying just the quiet night that is floating along in wild space unperturbed. K.A.I and Klik, I know you all are out on guard for the evening, but unless there's anything else anyone wants to do with the rest of the day, which you can, we can click it on to the next day.
Long rest.
Long rest time. You all can take that long rest. Do it, and
Take that long rest.
sometimes I feel like we've had 7 episodes that encompass a single day, and then we have episodes that you can just get that long rest.
Flash
easy
through 'em.
money, no problem.
We lost
It
our
happens,
sauce points. Oh.
Lost our
Look, I
sauce points.
honestly
It's
can't
true.
wait to. That's true. Can't wait to replan my spell book. Now that I know hallucinatory terrain takes 10 minutes. What?
Yeah, casting times
Why?
are a pain.
But it's good for setting up an ambush or something.
It's good for nothing. It's dead to me.
I'm sorry, I feel bad.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay.
No, let him. He ruin. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, either
Yeah,
way,
this
you all
wasn't-
avoided
this
a
wasn't your
very
decision.
hard fight, so maybe you don't know. But I would, as you all kind of like continue through this, and this is like the section of wild space that is like you were in the nebula before. That was like this wild kind of like we don't know what's in here piece of things, but this is very open wild space. It is the kind of like desert of space, and the trek from the Rock of Brawl, the trek from Chandos to Glyth is very difficult, and you're really out in the open. Just usually you can see something here or there, but you can't. As you wake up the next morning, as the ship has been floating along, just unperturbed, not even that many asteroids or anything, just like no earthen bodies in and around. And you're just kind of floating through the majority of the day like this. Like Cobble's nowhere to be found, Goat's up early, Relic's kind of looking bored up at the front, but up at the ballista. Talon has taken her place up in the crow's nest, kind of acting as navigator, shouting things here and there to people when she can, but there's really nothing that much to see out here. But she is making sure you all are on course as you get back to terminal speed. And is there anything specific anyone wants to do? If not, I'm gonna have I think I want Flute to roll this percentile dice on this one as you're getting closer and
100?
closer to go.
You don't want me to roll a 5 again?
And I
I mean,
haven't
you
seen.
sure can. I replaced what that was on the chart, so go for it.
And the Meridian Tract is back!
God damn it! And I have not seen Cobble since yesterday, correct?
Correct. She's definitely on the ship, as you saw
Yeah.
her at one point. She is not missing
curious
ever
if
since, but
she-
she is definitely hiding away in some sense.
Oh, shit. I think I got 100, but let me just confirm that. A 0 is 10, right? On the ones?
Did you roll 2 zeros?
No, I rolled a 90 and a 0. So is that 90 or 100?
90.
That's 90.
It's 90.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
90.
okay.
Yeah.
It's
Fair.
It's so confusing. I rolled 90.
It's okay. I know. I don't know why double zeros are 100. I've read internet threads about how that's actually 0 and how 99 is the 100. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
2 zeros is 100. But 90's great. In fact, you find as you kind of like click out of out of this terminal speed for a second here, you see how do I want to? You see a broken apart ship, just like the tail end of it, and you see not the front of it. You do not. It's not a broken in half ship. It's just the tail end of it, and it doesn't take you too long as you approach cautiously. Goliath's like, I don't know. Our luck might be running out, but Flute, you see a tattered widower flag hanging from the mast here, and it seems like some sort of widower ship, just like a more normal size caravel closer to your ship size, got smashed by something in this area. So if you all want to spend the time to loot it, you can.
Yeah,
But you at least just see the back end of a ship. If you want to
think
kind of
upon-
like tell me how you want to approach.
I'll
think
point
upon
out to the
seeing
group that there's a widower flag on it.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll message the captain and be like, Captain, this is the Star Man. Come in, Captain.
Oh, yep. Moon?
Nope,
No,
I'm Margarita.
Nope, okay. You're Starboy, so I'm
It's Star Man.
Starman. Okay.
That's
yeah.
right.
All right, sorry. I was trying to do the bit, and I can't keep up. What's going on?
Right, listen, couple of things here, big boss man. Do you have a handle? Goliathan. How about Sweet Goliathan? That's a cool handle.
Okay.
Anyway,
what about Sweet G? Can we go
Goliathan.
Sweet G just for
Sweet
the
G.
quick? Yeah.
Sweet G. So listen, we've got a broken apart widower ship out here. Do you want to scrap it? You want to scavenge that baby?
Oh, I mean, as long as there's nothing seems about, that's cool with me. It shouldn't take you all long, right? We're not slowing down that much. It's not gonna take you all long to get in and out there, right?
Let's do a quick. Let's give
Copy
it a
that.
quick
Looks
search.
pretty routine. Starman over, Sweet G out.
Anybody want to do anything else before the ship approaches?
Yeah, I tell them all of that. I say we should look for danger, but he says to go ahead and strip it if we feel safe with it on the ground.
Can I? Does it look like it's been here for a while? Are there any signs?
I'm going to
of
send
life?
Bessner over and to do a scouting mission.
Okay, cool. Let's have you do an investigation check, and then Flute, if you want to do a perception check, you can do so with advantage with Moonboy kind of pointing things out to you here and there.
Well, I got an 18 with the advantage.
I got a 15.
It seems to have been here about 3 days, in the sense that there's a lot of debris still in and around it. So if it was here for a long time, it just kind of would have been by itself. Who knows where the front half of the ship went, but probably from the amount of splinters, a major part of it probably got crushed by something. This is not an uncommon find in wild space. It's just like the remains of a ship, and what it clocks to you as is a lucky find. As something crunched this, whether it was another ship or a monster, there doesn't seem to be anything around, and this is the straight up of the possibility of a repo or a lead. This is the best case, which is just kind of a discovery of like, oh, we just tripped upon this.
Cool.
Yeah, so you all can get if you want to jump in there.
Yeah, the Moonboy is going to reach down and
Let's do it.
press the button on his Moonboy air shoes, and he will lift into the air and fly over there. And I would like to cast Detect Magic on this ship.
Ooh, absolutely. So you just kind of have this up, right?
So let me read you the.
Yeah, you keep it up kind of like a
thingy.
sensor because it
You
lasts for
get
a while. And you
Magovision.
can roll it around here.
Let me read you the thingy here. Magovision. Oh, bloody hell. Now I can't see it because everybody's watching. I'm panicking. Here we go. For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see the faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
Absolutely. So as Moonboy, as you fly over and you float up, and like maybe it's kind of like discussed what the best strategy to go in is the ship like docks with the back here, and you can kind of in here and
Kind of puts his hands up and he does this thing, and he goes moon vision, and he's flying around looking for magical things that way.
And you get the hint of a case, like a trunk that is magic as you're zipping around. This is like kind of like one open empty room, as it's just the back of a ship pulled apart. So there's not a lot for you to search through.
And he can see through walls with this. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 foot of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood and dirt. So this is full on magic X-ray specs.
Well, sick. There is no lead on this ship. So
Perfect.
there seems to be a case that has 3 potions in it.
Oh, party.
There is a javelin that seems to be still attached to the wall. Has made it through, like still attached to the wall here. Both those things seem to be bound down in this half of a room that exists inside of this wreckage. But the thing that is like almost blinding to Moonboy as he goes down in there is a large chair made of stone that you think is glowing because of your spell, but anyone else, if they kind of are, as the ship is lashed to this wreckage, and if anyone else goes on there, you can tell that there is an actual blue glow coming off of this stone chair, as it seems to be a magical item in itself.
I'm gonna examine that.
Yep. Would you like to do an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So yeah, I imagine the other's kind of bored as he's like, yeah, we got positive loots, fat loots, ding ding ding, and the others walk in and
18.
go ahead, Kai.
18. This is a Spelljammer helm. This is the thing that
Yes,
is made
but I
this
didn't
ship.
want to do player knowledge.
And this is. It's funny that we were talking about loot before this, because 90 to 99 on this chart was this chunk of loot, and I made this forever ago for Wild Space and just did not think this would happen. And so there's just a Spelljammer helm here that is seen from
a stone one.
Yes, and
I'm gonna
it
get on
seems,
the. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just seems to be like something happened to this ship, and whoever did it, whatever did it, did not stick around to loot this part of the ship, as this is something that is extremely valuable, and if anyone was looting it, would have taken it. It would have been the first thing to take. So.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, we've got to get it out of here. Kai, what could have done something like this?
I mean, how many creatures have we encountered that could strike a ship in half? Who knows?
That's true. Whatever. Let's get out of here. Is there any sign of
Are
Are there any
explosion?
bodies on the ship?
Yeah, is there any
Yeah.
like organic anything?
You rolled an investigation check, right, Flute? Or you rolled a perception check?
I
You
did.
got
I don't recall. I think I got a 18, a 16. I don't
Sure,
know.
let's just have you roll another investigation check now that you're kind of like over there. It's not hard for you all to kind of like lash up your ship with this one and jump around.
Natural 20, baby.
Hey.
I found another harp.
Just 2 of them.
You find 2 bodies. One of them is kind of tangled up. It seems like they got caught in one of the windows of the ship as it's just kind of like hanging there, like half in, half out. And the other one is you almost would have missed, but as be lashed to the bottom of the ship with some rope. As you're doing your due diligence and kind of like have the freedom of you don't seem to be in too much trouble, and there doesn't seem to be anything around. You can kind of like go all the way around the ship to check it. So you find a body lashed to the bottom, and you find a just kind of like regular ass person. It seems to have a widow or insignia on it. It's a human man.
I mean,
the other one is a human man as well.
Do I recognize either of these Johnnies? Either from my time in the Widowers or from the multitude of Widowers that I've seen recently?
It's definitely not anyone you've seen recently. You don't recognize the person lashed to the bottom of the ship, but I think I want to like with a natural 20. I was gonna say no because I was gonna say you didn't know this group. But with a natural 20, if you want to know this person, I think you can. But you just have to tell me because I don't.
Oh, I didn't care either way. I was more curious.
Who is it?
It's
Who
up
is
to
it?
you.
Nat 20.
It's up
Who
to
is
you.
it?
No, I
said-
think Andrew.
you said
I know
these
you can
Johnnies.
DM. I know you can do it.
Yeah.
I
You
know
said
you can do
these
it. If you
Johnnies.
want to
Maybe
make up.
it's a couple of guys named Johnny. You know.
These are the 2 Johnnies. I'm trying to think of anyone who we actually ran into in game. I can't think of anyone other than Felix, but he's kind of like a boss.
Yeah, do Felix.
Yeah,
Change it. Change the game forever.
Yeah, it's not. It has to be something kind of like from your past.
It's
the
a
ship is-
lady pirate you had
Yeah.
a crush on.
Yeah.
High
Yeah.
school.
Sorry to put you on the spot. You
A
can
lady
just say
widower.
no.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just not used to making that call. I was more just curious. Yeah, maybe this guy lashed to the bottom is a younger widower recruit who maybe had been jumped in like a week before I joined, but like never left.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah. So the person on top is just like you can tell they have the insignia on there, but you don't know them. The bottom person is someone that you just met for like one time on the Rock of Brawl, just like at a kind of like a gathering in a widower bar that was taken over where most of you all were there, and he is someone who's very excited about pirating in a way that you would have the wisdom to clock as like, I don't think the thing that you're saying is what is going to happen when you go out there. And so yeah, there are these 2 bodies.
Can I tell why he's been lashed to the bottom of the ship? He's on
No, you
the
can do it-
exterior hull, right?
Yep, you can do a history check if you'd like.
All right, cool. And I'd also like to search him after my critical fail, recalling the history of why somebody would be lashed to the ship.
Cool. Yeah, you think that like probably he was trying to save himself in some way. Yeah, you can do a investigation. Let's have somebody else do an investigation check for the treasure.
Thank God.
I'm ready for one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those.
Yeah. Let's have you do it. Like you can do one too if you want to, as you're nimble,
to save
able, can
himself.
bounce around the ship.
Yeah, I don't think Klik is looting as much as she's trying to figure out how to move this chair with her mind. She's looking at the chair, and she is
it.
trying to move the chair to our ship with her
Now-
mind.
You know what?
we
No,
have-
hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I have to
How-
interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
Roll an Arcana check.
Me?
Yeah.
Klik
Me?
is... Oh my god. I got a nat 20.
Yeah,
Whoa!
baby.
You, for a tiny moment, flick into as you're like your problem before was all of these tiny things were just like getting thrown everywhere, and this is a very heavy thing, and so you're like grunting to try and move it, and all of a sudden you can see this fragment of a ship as if you're in the point of view of the ship. You can see all around it simultaneously. Like you can not simultaneously, but like all of a sudden you're standing there looking at the room, but then you're standing there watching Flute investigate this lashed body, and then you're standing there watching Moonboy watch you mess with the helm, and then you just find yourself being able to move your vision all around the ship, and with a single thought, you can move this little tiny bit of the ship forward, and all of you actually feel this. This last fragment, like, pushes away from the, even though it's lashed onto the back of the dinger, like pulls the dinger with it just a little bit, just moves like 10 feet this way, and before you click out of the moment, and you're back to just your normal self. But it seems like for a tiny second, you attuned yourself to this helm, and you've heard it described to what it feels like to fly a Spelljammer, and that seems like it clocks for just a second.
Cool.
Whoa! Cool.
And we all just felt the ship move, right?
Yeah, it just moved for a second.
So I'll like,
Yeah.
Someone's still alive on the ship.
The omnipotent engine like sparks.
It was me. It was me.
What?
I moved the ship. I
What?
jammed.
Wow.
What do you
She
mean it was
jumped.
you?
I jammed the ship. I accidentally jammed.
Okay, stop. Okay, she's done a
Wow.
jump. Okay, everybody pause. Flute.
Amazing.
Klik, maybe you could sit in the helm and try to fly it onto the dinger. We could try to unfasten it.
This is like half a ship, isn't it? It's not even.
I don't know. We could like chisel
Like a
it out. We
piece of
could
the ship.
unbolt it from the ship.
Yeah. How attached is this chair to the ship? How is it fastened?
It seems to be like have a large series of metal bolts, but half of them are gone. It seems to be it's like a loose tooth hanging on to these busted up boards. Like
Okay.
the biggest challenge is the actual physical weight of the stone chair, and that's
Let's-
the main thing.
Let's at least go to
be
work
a-
trying to unfasten it.
just a general
it-
world
yeah.
question. How much is a helm, just a run-of-the-mill helm, worth? Like in a market or something?
It depends on who you're selling it to and and who made the helm, but around 10,000 gold. It is a life-changing find. It is like what people live and die in repo jobs for. You've
Okay.
never found one of these in the 3 treks that you've done, but like this is what you're going for.
Let's get it the hell out of here.
Is it a large object?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we gotta get the screws off.
You had me rolling a investigation check before,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it's a 25.
Great. You also find about 3,600 of silver, as there seem to be a couple of chests with silver in them that you find attached to different hiding spots in the ship that seem to be like it seems to be that you are in the captain's quarters. You find a lot of like fancy torn up robes and such just like floating in and around, and
Look at this hat. Anybody? Huh?
Well, yes, absolutely. Toss me that hat, man.
Floppy.
yeah, absolutely, you can have like an admiral's hat, but the most notable part about the amount of money that you just found is if someone was looting the ship, it should not be there.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Can I-
I'm just doubling down on that.
Can the Moonboy go check out this javelin?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a +1 javelin.
Oh, cool.
And yeah,
put it on
I'm
the
not even gonna make you
group
roll for it
inventory.
because I just said it without thinking about it, so that's fine. You have
I think
a-
we should get to work on trying to get this helm out of here, and then
Yeah.
we should boogie.
Yeah, he grabs it and pulls it down.
Can I make a strength check on those screws?
You hear when you kind of think about that, you hear Goko. Yeah, we should do that. As you're looking at it with that ask out of game, Goat clocks that moment, and she's gonna tie a rope to her waist and just like jump through the gravity over to where you all are, and grab your arm and get pulled in, and so you can roll a strength check with advantage here.
It's a 24.
24.
Flash of genius. Lift with your legs.
It's a 29.
even with this like flare on
Genius strength.
you see a tiny flare on Klik's back where she took the bite from those lampreys before, and you can still see that mark on her. But even with that tiny wound, it doesn't affect her strength. I'm just doing that for flavor. Her and Goat, like two strong people lifting a heavy couch, just pick this thing up and very responsibly and slowly, with no muscles torn or any injuries, are able to slowly, taking breaks at the right time before they get too tired. Instead, they put it down, they take a break, they stretch a little, and they pick it back up, and they bring it back over to the deck of the ship, and you all have a major spell jamming helm.
Cool.
On board now, so
A
you can also
second
take
backup.
that.
We also have the harp.
Yeah.
Let's
So you can.
can we
can
get
take
it into the like the hold?
Yes, I mean it takes some time, but with that kind of like strength check, like
Sure.
now that
we
you're
could-
out of the risk of it being
We have to like
here or there.
open all the hatches on the deck and lower it down.
Yeah, Goat's
imagine-
excited because she never gets to open these hatches, and she always wants to, but this is the time where she's like, oh,
Let's
Now,
get out of here.
There was a case with potions, right?
yep.
So there was the case with potions, there was the javelin, and then there was the
The helm.
shit,
And
the helm.
body.
What's
And the silver.
Can I check this? First of all, let's scan this case for traps.
I'm gonna check it for traps for you, baby boy.
It is locked too, so.
Oh, I get to use thieves' tools for the first time ever.
Locked. It's Marcellus Wallace's soul in there. Be careful.
I'm going to first check it for traps.
Okay, cool. You can do an investigation check.
$14. Flash of genius.
Yes.
Oh, I was like gonna get pissed, and I was like, nope, it's a different day. It's a different day.
I used 2.
There is a magical ward on the lock.
Oh, a magical ward.
Oh, I have dispel magic.
Yes, Moonboy. We need some
Yes.
dispelling.
All right. The Moonboy comes over and he kind of looks at it again through his Moono vision, and he sees that it's abjuration magic. He's doing all kinds of weird things with his hands. He's making these noises with his mouth. You guys can't see any magic. And he finally licks his finger with a big slobbery drop of luminous spit, and he smears it on the lock, casting dispel magic on it.
At what level?
Is he flirting with it?
I believe it. Yeah.
Yummy, yummy, yum.
Is that flirting? I don't know. I've been quarantined a long time.
Have people been
He's-
flirting with you like that?
He's,
Just licking their finger and
I
putting it
haven't
on your face?
seen a person in 9 months.
They're out there. I hear them.
I know. Now it's just me after quarantine.
You know, let's
I think-
say... Give me a moment, Go ahead.
Okay. I think if you didn't note it, I usually just kind of go for the level that it is. So you want to just cast it at 3rd level?
Yeah, I will cast it at level 3.
Okay. So I need you to roll an ability check using your spell casting modifier. Your spell casting ability.
Okay.
So I believe it is for druids, it's wisdom. So just whatever your wisdom modifier is, you're adding to whatever you roll.
Alright, my dude. Here it comes. Any second now. Here we
I
go.
believe in you. Jason's
There it
got the
is.
tense music brewing.
Ooh, that's
Amazing job. Happy to
that's
have you
a
back this week, Jason.
Tasty 23.
23. You can feel the spell resist you, as it seems like as you do this spell, it's like, oh no, it's gonna take more strength than this. So you just kind of focus in, and the spell pushes back against you. It's like no, and it boom, and then goes away, and the lock just clicks open. It's not even locked after that. But it was
I'm
cast at a higher
excited
level.
to use my
and then
thieves' tools.
The lock locks itself back again.
No, lock. No lock.
It shyly pulls itself back. Yeah. Yeah. And so there are. I think I said 3 potions. I believe that is the right one. Do you have you all have identify handy? Because
I sure do.
Nice.
All right, then give me 3 seconds as you all have just been blowing through. I had so much combat prepared.
I will do
I'm
this
having
once
to
we get
dig
back on the ship.
into-
I will identify the potions.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I'm having to go back through some older notes from my tables here, so which is good news for you all, and it means you all are just doing nothing but crushing.
Also, I would just like to say, D&D Beyond, it works.
It's true, it does. Sponsor us.
Glowing endorsement.
Yeah, this
Glowing
is our
endorsement. I mean, truly, it works well. Every time I'm like, oh, I wish it had. Oh, there it is.
So if you wanna do this here, cast Identify, then
I
you
do.
will easily know it's a potion of greater healing. It is a potion of greater invisibility, and a potion of fire giant strength.
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
Give it to
As
me.
that, let me tell you, that spell that was guarding it, nasty little spell. So there's kind of some expensive stuff in there. You get some good potions.
Cool.
Give it to the moon.
Good
boy.
roll, Flute. Good
Came
percentile dice.
through.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Seriously.
This is if anyone ever accuses me of railroading the story in this session, I'm just gonna show them this episode and that's just how we're in whole new territory.
Show 'em
because
the,
of some rolls.
Show them the Dino Star episode where
Yeah.
we
Just
presented us
ran
with
from
a
that
boss,
too.
and we were just like, well,
Yeah.
It's it's hard. That's why you make it hard so that you gotta when you get out of it, you know,
yeah,
it's worth
hey,
it.
yeah.
Look,
How
we're
should
not
we divvy up
cowards.
these? Who wants which
We're-
potions? Sorry, I totally cut you off.
That's okay.
Better than
What-
cowards?
What
Yeah,
do they
I
do?
what
was
you're
gonna say
going
we're
to
not
say?
cowards.
What exactly does Fire Giant Strength
good.
mean?
I wanna like
Strength
let you all
goes.
decide this off screen a little bit.
Okay,
And I think I'm gonna
yes.
go ahead and call
Yeah.
the episode there as the ship kind of goes back into wild space, and I think I'm gonna even push it through to a whole nother day. I think that like with that percentile roll and with even the NPCs' feelings and everything where they're at, I think it's just kind of a normal day here in a second where, you know, you're taking time to recoup. Talon's feeling a little wild and confident, but everybody, and which is really honestly normal for her for hanging out with you all. And you just guys get to have a normal day together a little bit in this travel from space to space. And we'll pick it up next week in the morning with one night
morning?
left.
Just kidding.
Yeah. with one night left before you get to the planet Glyph, and we
Cool.
are in
Well,
uncharted territory. So
All right, good one. Good D.
good D and D.
D. Good D&T. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Yeah, it's great to see. I gotta shout out the Repros and Leads crew, our Patreon subscriber game, because we had a hell of a session on Sunday. We had our first player character death. Oh boy! Shout out to Aaron G for just being a trooper about his character, who's played the whole time in Repros and Leads go down by one turn. We were out of combat. The player did not have enough movement to get over. He had to make one more death saving throw, and he
Such a
failed it.
drag.
It was by the teeth.
Bummer.
But a pro. And Colin Cthulhu, who's in the chat tonight, played his first ever D&D game in that session too. So I just cannot shout out
cool.
enough how cool that
Tight.
game has turned into hanging out on Firma Regna. So yeah. If I could I do a real quick Patreon announcement? Is that now that we've switched things around? Can I do that real quick? A
Yes,
reminder.
you may.
Thank you. If you're hanging out here and you want to support us on Patreon, we now just have 3 tiers. The $5 tier, which is our general support, where we'll kind of be getting you a couple exclusives here and there. But it's just really to keep this stream, keep the lights on, keep Jason Wardell in case, and everybody supported. And but a reminder, if you are currently subscribing, please make sure to resubscribe before February 1st. Re-support us on there, as it doesn't auto-subscribe you now that we've moved the tiers around. So that's my housekeeping for this week. That's all I got.
Nice. Big shout out to Big Top Studios,
Big
everybody.
Top.
Big Top Studios. Jason Wardell on the ones and twos. And Case from
Yeah.
Tiger Moon Productions. The very best.
Love
And
it.
to you, the viewer out there in space.
Our dad.
Truly, it's so great to have you all hang out. In fact, I'm sorry, I'm just taking over here. I want to get my Tell Your Friends About Our Show award.
Oh, yeah.
out. I'm just keeping this dumb bit going because I get so excited from week
Do
to week
it, it's
seeing people
good.
talking about our show. This week's Tell Your Friends About Our Show award, I'm getting rid of the acronym. It's easier for me. It goes to, on Instagram, cyrus.from.another.world, who
Yow.
shouted out on our post today that they started playing D&D with their friends because they watched the stream, and that's
Oh, that's the
beautiful,
best.
cool
That's
stuff.
so cool.
That's definitely telling your friends.
Aw.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Cyrus. Hell yeah.
We love
And that's
you.
it.
Hey,
Go
thanks
home.
everybody.
Go to sleep. Drink. Pee.
If you have any other items you want to see K.A.I make, tell me about it in the Discord.
Do it.
Oh, nice. Can I do that too?
Yeah, dude.
I'm just kidding.
Another eye.
Another eye.
Yeah, do it.
Just a scene where Talon is like talking Flute into doing the other eye. Just okay. All right, get us out of here, Case. If you could, thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next week.
I love you.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humbly Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes.